my channel. I'm Alexa. Today we're making Skillet chocolate chip cookies. I measured out all my ingredients and I recommend that you do so too. You can find a full list of ingredients and measurements in the link in the description. Remember to watch the video first so you can be prepared.
First, I'm going to sift my flour and baking soda. This is to make sure there are no clumps. If you don't have a sifter, you can use a wire whisk or a fork. When you're sifting, you can push the ingredients through using a rubber spatula or a spoon, or you can tap the sides of it with your hands. If your sifter has a stand, you should tap the sides of your sifter after it looks like all the ingredients have fallen through to make sure no ingredients are stuck. Today I'm not using a sifter with a stand, so I don't need to do this step. Now I'm going to cream my butter in the bowl of my stand mixer. Creaming your butter means putting it into your mixer and letting it mix by itself so it loosens and actually becomes creamy. This will allow you to combine it better with the rest of your ingredients. Some recipes tell you to cream your butter with your sugar, but I find that it combines better when you cream it by itself first. Before adding in the sugar, I'm going to scrape down my bowl one more time so the sugar will mix in better. Then I'm going to add in my brown sugar and granulated sugar. I'm going to mix this until they're fully mixed in. Before I add in my next ingredients, I'm going to scrape down my bowl again to make sure everything is mixing well. Now I'm going to add in my vanilla extract. I'm also going to add in the egg. Before I add it in, I'm going to scramble it with a fork, which should help it combine better with my other ingredients. I'm going to mix this until it's combined. doesn't seem to be mixing as well as I'd like, so I'm going to scrape down my bowl again. I'm going to mix it a little longer to make sure everything is mixing well. My batter looks great, so now I'm going to add in the sifted dry ingredients from earlier. The dry ingredients are sticking to the sides of my bowl, so I'm going to scrape them off of there. I'm going to mix this a little longer to mix in the unincorporated dry ingredients. Now I'm going to add in my chocolate chips. I'm going to mix this until they're evenly spread throughout the batter. My batter looks great, so let's move on to the next step. Now I'm going to put the batter into my cast iron skillet. To do this, I'm going to use my rubber spatula to guide the batter into the skillet. I'm using an offset cake spatula to spread the batter evenly. It's important to make sure the batter is as evenly spread as possible so it bakes evenly. Next, I'm going to put the cookie into the oven. My oven's preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. My cookie took 20 minutes to bake. Mine was puffy and soft but had a crust to the touch. Set a timer for 18 minutes and then another for a few more minutes if it isn't done yet. When it's done, it should be golden brown and the center should look set and not jiggly. It will cook a little longer after you remove it from the oven and it cools down for about 5 minutes, so try to not overcook it. It is delicious eaten warm with vanilla ice cream. And my cast iron skillet chocolate chip cookie is done and looking delicious. Please let me know what you thought of the video in the comments and how the recipe went for you. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you can see when new videos are added. Thank you and enjoy!